Okay, hello. Finally got into my zone the last couple of bars there. But that's okay. Remember what I've said before. Life is a series of moments and not a constant existence. And the same is true on the fretboard. Throughout the whole 6 or 7 minute improv, I'm not going to be in my zone the whole time. But if I get a couple good bars out of that, then I'm going to be happy with that. I'm going to be satisfied. Constantly improving. And remember what I've said before, improvement isn't just a journey from here to here. It's like, whew, like this. One day, maybe I'll be able to play all 6 or 7 minutes or however long the chord progression is and stay in my zone that whole time. But that day is not here yet. And that's okay. What's the theme for today? Don't rush it. One of the commenters yesterday mentioned me being autistic, and I've thought about that once in a while. I'm not sure if I am. I think I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into that. Maybe I am. Whenever I realized, I haven't been officially diagnosed, but when I realized that I am codependent, or I have a tendency toward codependency, it was because one of the residents at the last place I worked came out and asked me some questions about it. And it was a test that she had taken. And then it started to kind of open my mind up and dig into it a little bit more. And I realized that I do believe that I am codependent. And even though looking at me from the outside, excuse me, more particularly at that time, people would have thought that I was strong and independent and okay with my solitude and don't need other people, which I kind of am. As I've gotten older, I do have those traits, but it's because I have this strange relationship with codependency. It's only triggered in certain situations, and I can keep myself away from those situations. Certain types of relationships that I can keep myself away from and live a happy life without those. And I sort of look at it like an addiction to people, that I have to stay away from certain kinds of people because they can trigger those types of addictive behaviors in relationships. And it's not necessarily because, I know it's definitely not because if I'm with a person in a relationship that is just so mesmerizing and addicting that it causes me to lose myself. I lose myself more because of the behavior of the other person, and that's related to some things that I went through in my childhood that kind of mixed up my whole attachment system. That's a long story that I didn't intend on getting into, and I don't think I'm going to, because I don't really feel like explaining all the details of that. So going back to the autism thing, the autism comment, this might be true, and I think I might dig a little bit deeper into that. And I know it's a spectrum. I know it's not either you're autistic or you're not. Everybody is somewhat on this spectrum, I guess. I don't know. I don't know a lot about it. And I'm going to dig a little bit deeper into that to see. Like, I have a weird relationship with empathy. I do have empathy, but it's pretty reserved for people who I am close to. And it's minimal for people, almost non-existent for people I don't know at all. And it goes up. As soon as I meet a person, my level of empathy goes up to a certain level. But this is uncomfortable to admit, but I have pretty much zero empathy for strangers. And I don't think that's true with the majority of the population from the interactions that I've had with people, but I don't know. Maybe everybody's just kind of faking it too. So, and I'm not even completely sure about the relationship between empathy and autism. I just know that it's not expressed as much with autistic people, and autistic people with autism, I should say, is the proper way. The person before the disorder. Yeah. So people with autism, from what I understand, have a difficulty expressing empathy, and whether or not they feel it is really unknown, I think, probably. Anyway, my theme for today was don't rush it. I'm sorry, I haven't spoken much today. I've only talked to myself in small utterances. But my theme has been going well. I did not buy any stocks. I'm not in a rush to do that. I'm waiting on NVIDIA's earnings to see what happens after the bell. And I don't need to rush. I'm financially okay. Everyone would like to be more secure than what they are, but there's no dire need for me to have all of my money in the market right now, because I have a lot of my portfolios in cash, and I'm kind of waiting to see what happens. And I'm not completely comfortable when I'm out of the market because cash is being eaten away by inflation. And here I am all over the place, just like yesterday. So, but I'm working on being unfiltered as I'm speaking to you. And that is something that is difficult, putting thoughts into words and not worrying about what other people think of me as it's coming out. So I hope you enjoy the music that I play. I guess I go back and forth between thinking that, well, if the words and the philosophy aren't so great, at least the music was there in the first half. Or if I wasn't exactly in my state of flow when I was playing my music, maybe I can say something to make up for that in the second half. And so it's kind of a balance between the two, I hope, between blues and philosophy. So I will continue to do that. I'll continue to play blues and to philosophize and improve. So thank you for listening thus far, and see you tomorrow, hopefully. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks.